Hey yogis, welcome to the Journey Junkie and my Zen Den where I like to host you. So today we are going to talk about Meditation 101. What the hell is meditation, why you should do it, how you should do it, what all these props are for, and how they can aid in your meditation work. Short and sweet to the point, but basically on the blog right now I am hosting a 2-month experiment with the mindfulness app, where I've been using the app to remind myself and track my meditation efforts. It's no secret that me and meditation don't get along very well. We've had a rocky relationship, you could say. And as a yoga teacher and an active yoga student, it's something that I really want to be a part of and really instill in my daily practice of life, not just because to be a yogi, but to calm myself, to center, to balance, to ground, de-stress a little bit. I mean, all the amazing benefits you hear about meditation are true. So let's start doing it. Just like we eat healthy and we move our bodies, we also need to find time to sit down, take a deep breath, and find some stillness in our lives. Okay, so how do you meditate? Well, really, there's no rules with meditation. Don't ever think that there are. You can meditate outside, inside, on a mat. You can meditate in your car. You can meditate swimming. I mean, really, your meditation practice is wherever you can find relaxation, stillness, and a big sense of feeling grounded. So, like, nothing is spinning outside of you, and the whole exterior world gets really dim and the interior world lights up, right? So it's all about raising our inner vibration so that we can externally be a badass in our life and live our journey. Okay, so let's talk about how you can sit, or the different positions if you're going to sit on a mat or find one central place, how you can do that. So we'll just move some of those out of the way. Number one, the first way you can sit is Indian style. So regular old kindergarten, how you used to sit in a circle, find, your best Indian pose. The second way is called Sukhasana. This is translated to easy seat, easy pose, where you bring one heel in towards the groin and you stack the second heel in front. And then you'll sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders down the back, really finding that sense of connection through your sits bones. The next way that you can sit if your hips are more open is by taking one foot up in towards the hip crease, taking Ardha Padmasana, half lotus pose. So again, really this is only if you're a little more open in that hip area. And then if you're really feeling like a badass, you can take, and I'm not warm, but you can take the second foot and cross it all the way up for full lotus pose. Now, I really don't recommend this if you're new to yoga, new to meditation. I don't take this, and I'm not new to either. It's just, how can you truly relax when you're like, oh, my hip, oh, my ankle, you want to be as relaxed and grounded, like I said, as possible. So the two I normally take are either Sukhasana, sitting nice and tall, or if I'm feeling more open and I've just done a whole practice, I'll come into Ardha Padmasana. Another way, if your hips are just not ready for any of this, usually you gentlemen out there, you can take a kneeling position with the legs tucked under and your bum resting back onto your heels. Also, this can start to really start to get into the knees right here. So another option is taking your block, bringing it between both heels, and you can adjust the height accordingly. You can even take it as high as this. I like it on the second height, and then sitting your bum back on the block. Okay. Now, since we're talking about props, let me get into the props. So let's just recap real quick. Seated position, Indian style. Sukhasana, stacking ankle in front of ankle. Ardha Padmasana, when you have one heel up, or full Padmasana, which is lotus pose, or the kneeling position that I'm in right now with or without a block. Those are your options. You can also always just lie down. You can also sit in a chair. You can lay in bed. So, I mean, really, like I said, your meditation practice is yours, and you choose what to do with it. So the props that I like to incorporate into my meditation practice are a block, like I was just using, either in the kneeling pattern, or because our hips usually are not very open, we want to bring the block underneath our sits bones, which, as you can see, let me lift my shirt up, not because I want you to see my belly, but by sitting on this block, it allows my pelvis to take this slight tilt forward, which then brings length into the back of my spine and allows me to sit up nice and tall without stressing the hip flexors, right? So that's where it can get real hairy when you meditate, is when your hips start to get, you know, a little antsy and tight, and then the relaxation aspect has completely gone out the door. So that's why I highly recommend the block. In addition to the block, if you're feeling fancy and you want to try some other stuff, you know, you don't have to invest in all these props, but as you grow into your practice and down your yoga journey, you'll learn what stuff you like to use. A bolster is also great for the same purpose, propping the hips up, letting the pelvis tilt forward, and the spine to lengthen nice and tall. Another one, we got 2 more to go, is a trusty blanket. So these blankets are really inexpensive. You can find them on Amazon. Type in yoga blanket, Mexican blanket. You want to make sure it's folded really nice. Mine is not folded too nice right now. Either way though, you want the tassels away from you and then the nice chunky part facing towards you. You'll bring your bum to the very edge, just like you do with the block and the bolster. And again, same concept. Tilt the pelvis forward, allow the hips to soften and the back to lengthen. Last one is our trusty meditation pillow. When I went through yoga teacher training, we had to sit for serious long hours, and I work in a cube-like environment, and I sit for 8 hours a day, and so it was really tough the first weekend. I came home and was like, holy shit, I can't sit that long. You know, so my mother-in-law and I had someone make these for us. They're really amazing, filled with, I think it's all buckwheat, if I'm not mistaken, but you can find these on Amazon as well. So again, this is a nice squishy-like feeling underneath you. You would just stack the ankles in front of you. It's something you gotta kind of root down in here, almost like you're at the beach in sand. Sit up nice and tall. So while we're here, let's talk about the body and the form it should be in. We always want to feel a connection in our sitting bones. So those 2 points in our buttocks, within our flesh, that allow us to connect into whatever is beneath us. Prop, floor, or a chair if you're sitting in a chair. We then want to use that sit bone connection to ground into the earth, but then lift up out of the earth. So you see how that works? It's an exchange of energy, right? So we ground down through our sit bones, lift up through the crown of the head, roll the shoulders onto the back, slight engagement in the belly, nothing extreme. Hands can rest on the thighs. It can be up towards the sky if you're needing some energy, and it can be down towards the thighs. You can flip the palms if you want to ground into yourself. Really, whatever is more comfortable for you. You can also just drape the hands down inside or bring them to heart center. Now, heart center you're not going to want to hold for a long time, but it's something nice to experience, connecting your thumb into your heartbeat and feeling a greater sense of what you're doing in this posture and in this meditation practice. If at any time your back starts to slouch, which it's totally normal, hello, we're a sitting culture now, you just want to remind yourself to gently rise back up, soften the shoulders down, lengthen the back of the neck, which involves a slight tuck of the chin. Okay, so we found all of our different meditation variations of sitting and how to use props. So now how do you do the damn thing? Well, like I said, I've been experimenting with the mindfulness app. So that's an app that has guided meditations, body scans. It has silent meditations with bell intervals to keep you focused. That's a great way to meditate. And actually, I'm really enjoying it. Another way is to count your breath. So an inhale for 3, exhale for 3. Always keeping your inhalations and exhalations going through the nose. You can always release air, or what I like to call negative false beliefs, bullshit that you make up, out the mouth if you're needing that. But mostly, generally, I want you to inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. So that's a beautiful way to meditate. Count your breaths. You'll notice that as you count, slowly but surely you'll lose track, and that's where you find that that juicy state of just floating around. Then a thought will zing back into your mind. You'll be snapped back to reality. And then when that happens, invite your breath back into the practice and start all over again. That's why it's called a journey, yo. There's never an end point. Another really beautiful way to meditate is using mala beads. I have a big post on mantra meditation and malas, which I'll link to for you guys. But in a nutshell, a mala bead is a traditional necklace with 108 beads. 108 has a plethora of meanings and translations and correlations to the yoga practice and the yoga texts. And how you use it is you choose a mantra, and I'm going to choose I am fearless. Fear is a big thing that I think holds us back, so that's what I want to use. You would then use your mala beads and bring them into your right hands in between your thumb and your pointer finger, and you would close your eyes and repeat your mantra 108 times. And as each repetition passes through your mind, you also pass a bead on the necklace, so that when you're done, you go all the way around the necklace to the very top, the head bead, and you would finish your mantra meditation practice. There is a challenge on my blog called the 40-Day Mantra Meditation Challenge. I have yet to complete it. I will in this lifetime, not sure when, but it's thought of that when you repeat this mantra 40 times or 108 times for 40 days, that you now have this mantra instilled inside of you, and you can really exude whatever it is your purpose is or your journey. So, and then these beads would be infused with that mantra, that I am fearless mantra, and you would use these beads whenever you need that extra oomph and that reminder that you're a badass. So, so many ways to meditate. You can also just meditate with a mantra without mala beads and just repeat to yourself over and over something that is really special to you, that you're working on in your personal life, or a prayer for someone else, or just our universe in general. That wraps up this quick meditation 101. I hope you learned something, and I kind of demystified how to meditate and what's the proper form of meditation. So again, your meditation practice is yours. There's absolutely zero rules when it comes to meditation. You make up what you need to do to further yourself, okay? Always remember that the yoga practice is about you. I'm here to guide you, but it's your personal journey, and you know how to live it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon in the Zen Den.